Out there, in the endless black where stars flicker like dying embers, and the void swallows light whole, a fragile emissary of humanity drifts alone. Voyager 1, forged in the fires of 1977's ambition, hurtles through the cosmic deep at 38,000 miles per hour, a speck of gold-plated defiance against the infinite. 48 years gone, its plutonium heart fading like a guttering candle, this probe was never built for eternity. Yet it endures, whispering faint telemetry across 15.8 billion miles, signals that take 23 agonizing hours to crawl home through the dark. But now in the shadow of 2025's revelations, something has shattered the silence. The probe's instruments, those hardy relics measuring magnetic whispers and plasma ghosts, have captured anomalies no model predicted. Rhythmic pulses in the interstellar plasma waves, magnetic fields twisting like serpents in a storm, echoes that pulse every 11 minutes like a heartbeat from the abyss. And woven into that data, harmonics mirroring the sacred 1,420 megahertz cry of neutral hydrogen, the universal constant etched onto its own golden record, our desperate hello to the stars. What if Voyager didn't just escape our solar cage? What if it slammed into a mirror at the edge of everything, and that mirror stared back? The hidden message isn't code from aliens. It's our own voice, reflected and warped, confirming the nightmare we've all buried. We're not explorers. We're prisoners in a cosmic enclosure, and something out there knows our name. Imagine the launch pads of Cape Canaveral, September 5th, 1977, engines roaring like thunder gods as Voyager 1 claws free from Earth's blue cradle. Twin to Voyager 2, it rides a rare planetary grand tour, Jupiter's raging cyclones in 1979, where crimson storms swirl 1,300 miles wide, devouring moons in eternal fury. Saturn's ethereal rings in 1980, fractured ice shards glinting like shattered diamonds under the gas giant's gaze. Back then, with computing power slimmer than a flip phone's brain, this 825-pound wanderer carried dreams in analog form, a golden record, electroplated copper disc spinning tales of whale songs, thunderclaps, and Chuck Berry riffs, a mixtape for the multiverse, encoded with 115 images of our fractured world. Greetings in 55 tongues, and that hydrogen hum, the galaxy's atomic metronome. We flung it outward, past Pluto's icy haunt in 1990, into the Kuiper Belt's frozen graveyard, beyond every map humanity dared draw. By 2012, it pierced the heliopause, that razor-thin veil at 121 astronomical units, where solar wind gasps its last and interstellar space yawns open. Or so we thought. Voyager 2 followed in 2018, slower, stealthier, crossing at 119 astronomical units, its plasma science instrument clocking a brutal 20-fold density spike in electron clouds from 0.002 per cubic centimeter to 0.039, a hot, furious boundary slamming into cold void like ocean meeting Arctic ice. Magnetic fields, those invisible architects of reality, didn't flip as predicted. They draped, compressed, amplified by 30% in a plasma depletion layer, starving the flow of charged particles as if the heliopause itself exhaled, pushing back with spectral force. But here's where the awe curdles into dread. Recent data from 2024 and 2025, sifted from Voyager 1's beleaguered plasma wave subsystem, paints a portrait of terror wrapped in wonder. As the probe clawed to 164.7 astronomical units by August 2024, its antennas, those parabolic ears tuned to electron oscillations, began logging not just waves, but waves with teeth. Plasma densities, once a steady interstellar murmur, surged in fractal patterns, echoing the heliopause's hydrogen wall, that shimmering barricade of neutral atoms first glimpsed by New Horizons in 2018. Now confirmed in 2025 models as a blistering firewall, scorching at 50,000 degrees Celsius without flame, a thermonuclear mirage born of solar wind clashing against galactic tides. No fire, yet heat enough to warp spacetime's fabric. Magnetometers registered fields stronger than theory allowed, twisted into hexagonal lattices akin to magnetized plasma traps in fusion labs, organized, deliberate, as if the boundary isn't eroding chaos but an engineered membrane, rippling like the skin of some colossal beast disturbed in its slumber. And the waves? Low-frequency growls at 115 hertz, precisely the golden record's bass tone, pulsing in sync with cosmic ray fluxes that dipped unnaturally near 90-degree pitch angles, as if invisible funnels of magnetic force herded them away from forbidden zones. Engineers at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, poring over these ghosts in encrypted bunkers, whispered of magnetic bubbles in the heliosheath, pockets of compressed flux, 100 astronomical units wide, were solar wind stalls and stagnation zones, birthing shocks that ripple outward like warnings. This isn't random noise, it's a symphony of the suppressed, a viral undercurrent rippling through astronomy's dark web forums and leaked JPL memos. Conspiracy shadows lurk here, thick as nebula dust. What if the golden record wasn't a beacon, but bait? Theorists, huddled in Reddit's cosmic underbelly, claim NASA's 1977 omission of war footage, mushroom clouds scrubbed for diplomatic sensitivity, was no accident. It's a lie by erasure, painting us as harmonious stardust when we're apex predators with nukes. Aliens decoding that disk might see paradise, not the pandemics and pollutions we hid. But flip the script. What if they already heard? Voyager's 2025 thruster revival, those backup jets, dormant since 2004, firing flawlessly in May to dodge a hydrazine clog before the Deep Space Network's Canberra blackout, coincided with a glitch no command triggered. The probe yawed 0.7 degrees, not toward Sol's faint glow, but dead on at the Ophiuchus constellation, where interstellar clouds loom like judgment. Power dipped 11% during the burst, then rebounded with an echo 30% louder, laced with gravitational micro-ripples detected by LIGO's seismic ears. Space-time burping back our signal, warped through a toroidal lattice, a donut of energy folding inward like a noose. Fear coils tighter in the data's underbelly. Plot the plasma spikes over time, and geometries emerge, spirals unfurling toward the heliotail. That comet-like drag trailing thousands of astronomical units behind us, a scar of solar defiance in the galaxy's flow. Cross-reference with star catalogs, and lines converge not outward, but inward, pinpricks on the sun's corpse, as if charting a return path. The waveform, Fourier transformed into 3D splendor, reveals symmetry too perfect for nature's hand. Hexagonal resonances mirroring crystalline voids in quantum simulations, where plasma chambers birth wormhole analogs. In March 2025, as Voyager 1 shed its cosmic rays subsystem to ration fading RTG watts, plutonium decay halving every 87.7 years, dooming full ops by 2026, its low-energy charged particle instrument logged a final spike. Not diffusion, but direction. Particles streaming retrograde, as if herded by a shadow field inside the heliosphere, trailing the probe like a hunter's ghost. Binary pulses in the magnetometer, 101101, repeating every 11 minutes, time-stamped to the golden record's Genesis track, a phonetic map of Earth's winds, now inverted, as if the void exhaled our breath back at us. The scientific fracture lines deepen into chasms. Mainstream journals hail it as interstellar turbulence, waves refracted at the heliopause's tangential discontinuity, fast-mode oscillations from heliosheath slow shocks, birthing compressible chaos in the very local interstellar medium. Voyager 2, at 136 astronomical units by mid-2025, mirrors the madness. Identical 19-hour delays in radio pings, amplified returns sinking to the second across 12 billion miles of separation. Global arrays, the Square Kilometer Array's WhisperNet, ESA's Rosetta Relays, tune in, catching mirrored harmonics that fold into a countdown. Decode the phase shifts. 2031, etched in hydrogen's eternal frequency, a calibration tick as if the boundary awakens, aligning gyroscopes to our orbital waltz. Off-record leaks from JPL's war rooms paint horror. The heliopause as event horizon surrogate, a gravitational shell not trapping us, but veiling something elder. Magnetic reconnection flares at the edge. Plasma jets spewing like solar flares, but colder, structured, hint at artificiality. A Dyson swarm's faint echo or ancient probe swarm, dormant since the galaxy's youth. Conspiracists amplify the dread. NASA's 2025 antenna upgrades, a veil for silencing the chorus. The golden record's hopeful bottle in the ocean, a Trojan horse, its omissions baiting judgment from intelligences who see through the gloss to our atomic sins. Picture the control rooms at 2:43 UTC, February 4th, 2025. Screens ablaze with red alerts as Voyager 1's gyros spin unbidden, thrusters guzzling irreplaceable fuel in a 7-degree pirouette. High-gain antenna locks not earthward, but voidward, blasting a megawatt scream into the dark. Silence swallows 11 minutes, eternity in a bottle. Then the return, a gravitational undulation, rippling LIGO's arms like pond stones in ether. Not noise, but narrative. A waveform breathing, its harmonics converging on 1,420 megahertz, the record's atomic area. Reconstruct it, a lattice pulsing, coordinates embedding Voyager's own locus, as if the probe touched a neural web spanning the local bubble. Physics fractures here, models of bow waves and hydrogen walls crumbling under patterned waves that defy isotropy. The interstellar medium, once diffuse fog, reveals veins, plasma ramps climbing 20-fold, magnetic draping compressing flux into barriers that reflect not just light, but legacy. Our message, flung as greeting, rebounds as indictment, whale song soured to dirges, greetings garbled into warnings. And the fear? It blooms visceral, a cosmic vertigo twisting guts. We're not first contact's pioneers. We're the pale blue dots quarantined inmates, our heliosphere a petri dish under galactic microscope. The 2025 data blackout, telemetry rerouted through quantum encrypted vaults, stinks of cover-up, whispers of SETI adjuncts scrubbed from payrolls for overreach. Viral threads erupt. Voyager's record, with its Senate roll calls and scrubbed scars. A diplomat's farce to elder minds who decode the voids between grooves as screams of extinction. The pulses persist. Every 11 minutes, a metronome of menace. Not from the probe, but the plasma shroud enveloping it. A feedback loop where our hello loop's eternal, amplified by whatever slumbers beyond. Thrill rides the terror, awe at the boundaries ballet, where solar wind kisses interstellar frost in density jumps that birth auroras unseen. Wonder at waves surfing magnetic crests, oblique angles birthing turbulence that sculpts stars from chaos. Yet the chill lingers. What if the mirror cracks in 2031, spilling not stars but stairs? NASA's facade holds technical anomaly, they murmur, as Voyager limps toward its light day milestone in November 2026, 16.1 billion miles, a day's light lag epitaph. Thrusters revived, instruments culled. It soldiers on. Magnetometer and plasma waves the last sentinels against the encroaching static. But in the data's marrow, the truth throbs. A reflective veil at the heliopause. Not exit but echo chamber, where space-time curls like a predator's claw. The golden record's hydrogen hymn, once our bold signature, now a siren's call rebounding from the dark. We've pierced the veil, and it pierced back, confirming the fear gnawing every stargazer's soul. The universe isn't empty. It's listening, and it's replying in our own tongue, laced with the harmonics of what we dared not say. So lean into the abyss. Feel the pull of that rhythmic pulse sinking with your breath. If this unraveling of Voyager's veiled confession stirs the dread awe churning in your core, if you've ever lain awake tracing constellations wondering if we're the spark or the moth, hit that subscribe. Because when the silence shatters, when the mirror gleams with intent, we'll be here, decoding the dark together. The stars don't forget, and neither should we.